Yeah, Jennifer, Rick, saving lives is something Nick Wilt's coworkers say that he absolutely loved to do. Before Officer Wilt joined LMPD, he was a firefighter for the LaGrange Fire Department and an EMT with the Baptist Health LaGrange Emergency Medical Services. His coworkers tell me they're not at all surprised to hear that Officer Wilt went straight into danger because that's just the kind of person that he is.
It's not many people, I think, that you're going to find that would just go running in and not know a person in that building.
I'm not surprised. That was his nature. He's just very community service oriented individual.
After graduating from Oldham County High School in 2016, Nick Wilt immediately began his career in public service, joining the LaGrange Fire Department.
When he first came here, well, he couldn't even drive one of these fire trucks because of his age. You have to be 21 on our department to drive a truck.
Wilt also worked as a dispatcher in Oldham County and as an EMT for Baptist Health in both Henry and Oldham counties.
He's one of those guys that kind of would sometimes fly under the radar because he did such a good job, but you never heard anything bad, so you never, he probably never realized how much he was appreciated while he was, active with us.
His personality is just, boom, 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 like that. If you ever heard him talk on the radio, you'd get that because he talks 100 miles an hour.
Major Smith and Major Luker both describe Wilt as a dream employee.
He is. Oh, yeah. Anybody, I think, if you were to be able to talk to Nick right now, and no matter what kind of business you were in, you'd say, man, I need me 2 or 3 of them guys.
I know he thought about what he needed to do as an officer, but with his experience here, I know it's a different job, but he knew what he was getting into. He did it willingly, and absolutely not surprised that he wasn't among the first, and he was going to do whatever he could to save people.
Wilt is still listed as an active part-time member with both departments. Both say they're praying he makes a full recovery.
He's not going anywhere. He's always going to be a member of the department, and we're always going to be there, whatever future may hold.
Now, I was told today that many of those close to Officer Wilt are first responders as well, including Wilt's girlfriend, Maddie, who also works as an EMT with Baptist Health Oldham. And his twin brother, Zach Wilt, is currently in the police academy with LMPD. So we'll, of course, keep you up to date on Wilt's condition as we get that information in. Live in the studio, I'm Addie Miners, WLKY News.